Princess Principal was one of my favorite shows to come out of last year, and even if the ending leaves something to be desired, it's still a fast-paced, character-driven thrill ride that has me eagerly anticipating the 6 sequel films the series is slated to get. And so for this video, I just want to take a few minutes to talk about one of Princess Principal's best assets in my opinion that really deserves more recognition: the character designs. The main cast are all great, of course, with each touting a unique design that speaks to part of their personality. Anja's hair is gray because you never know if she's lying or telling the truth, characteristic of her being the most spy-like. Dorothy's hair is free-flowing and seems like it has the least work put into it on her part out of the group. Though notably, she is the only member to significantly alter her hair when on missions, tying it back. To me, this shows how, while she seems to be the most easygoing member of the team, she's still the leader and can be all business when she needs to be. As to why it's brown? She seems to like whiskey? That's all I got. Chise's is relatively simple, with the standout red flowers being tied to the red accents of her sword, both marking her as different from the rest. Which makes sense, seeing as how she's the only one not from Albion or the Commonwealth. Princess's blonde hair, meanwhile, conveys a stereotyped sense of purity and innocence. Both things which a princess is typically expected to be, and is certainly an aspect of hers the quintet exploits. But also qualities which aren't really an accurate portrayal of who she is. And so it works on both a realistic and symbolic level when she conceals it during missions, acting completely contrary to people's perception of her. Lastly, Beatrice has the most childlike hairstyle of the 5, with it being tied up in buns, and arguably also the messiest. Again, appropriate considering she is by far the least adept member of the team when it comes to espionage. But it's also worth mentioning that Beatrice's bangs are drawn in a near identical style to Princess's, likely as a reflection of her idolic feelings. I chose to focus on their hairstyles because it's the most standout thing about them, seeing as how a lot of the time they're in their black and white school uniforms. That being said, I do still really like their outfits and how they manage to feel distinct despite only being 2 colors. Also, I'm really bad when it comes to fashion. Shh. But these designs alone are not what inspired this video, because as great as they are, there was just as much effort put into the supporting and background characters. Especially I want to highlight Lily and her clique, as well as the girls from the laundromat episode. Neither are directly relevant to the overall plot whatsoever, yet the amount of personality present in their character models is awesome. The Elizabethan mean girls feel appropriately bitchy, and everyone at the laundromat has a unique look, from their hairstyles to their outfits. So much is done in so little time to make them stand out when they didn't really need to, and when combined with even the smallest bit of character development and added persona they get in their respective episodes, it makes them feel so much more integrated into this world. Resulting in, among other things, burns from Princess getting upgraded to the 3rd degree.
Princess, お友達はもう少し選んだ方がよろしいかと。私はあなたもお友達と思ってましたのに、考え直すべきかしら。
It doesn't matter if they're irrelevant in the grand scheme of the narrative, because those details make the consequences of that ongoing story have more weight. Like it's a real country with real people that'll be affected. That also then serves to reinforce Princess's goal of breaking down walls of every kind to try and ease the burden and sadness felt by so many on both sides of this conflict. Something that is reflected by her buying the laundromat in that titular episode. All of it again bolstered because they feel like proper characters that exist beyond what's shown on screen. It's small things like these that can understandably fly under the radar, but in doing so also help you connect and get invested in a fictional universe without even realizing it. Go ahead, watch the series, and tell me you wouldn't want a spin-off about that laundromat. But actually, you should watch Princess Principal if you haven't. I think it got slightly buried seeing as how it aired alongside Made in Abyss, but I ended up liking it more by the end. But yeah, I guess that ends this tiny analytical nugget. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and an especially big thanks goes out to my awesome patrons: PenguinPandaZero, OverjoyedSoup, MVPino, James Morton, Mr. Idealist, Marbled Ranger, Spudge, Beorn, dxprog, DMAYaichi, and everyone else whose support helps make videos like these possible. Thanks again, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time.